In the 1980s, the AIDS crisis ravaged communities across the country. New treatments were desperately needed, but they languished in bureaucratic limbo. In response, the FDA created the Accelerated Approval Pathway, allowing for quicker approval of drugs that are shown to safely and effectively treat serious, life-threatening conditions. Therapies approved through the pathway are held to the same rigorous standards as those that go through FDA's traditional pathway. The difference is that studies of accelerated approval treatments assess the drug's effect on so-called surrogate endpoints, such as lab measures, that are likely to predict outcomes. In the 30 years since the pathway was established, Congress has expanded it, and now over 270 treatments have been approved, helping patients who suffer from many forms of deadly cancer, sickle cell disease, neuromuscular conditions, and more. Despite these successes, the pathway is hotly debated, with several states seeking to waive patient protections so their Medicaid programs don't have to cover these treatments. While cost is frequently cited as a rationale for restrictions, several analyses actually show that accelerated approval drugs have a minimal impact on Medicaid spending. The latest report found that these life-changing treatments account for less than 1% of total Medicaid spending. This finding holds up at the individual state level, too. Virtually all state Medicaid programs, even those that have petitioned to deny coverage for accelerated approval therapies, spend less than 50 cents for every $100 on accelerated approval treatments, and the majority spend less than 25 cents for every $100. Yet still, state and federal decision makers are targeting this pathway.
Placing a disincentive on the very pathway designed to encourage early access to promising treatments would have the greatest impact on ultra-rare patients like me. Current proposals are basically a vote against investment to patients with rare diseases.
We know that at least 6 in 10 in the U.S. live with a chronic disease, like cancer or HIV/AIDS. We also know that more than 7,000 rare diseases affect more than 30 million people in the U.S., and that 93% still have no FDA-approved therapy. Patients battling life-threatening illnesses deserve more.